afternoon or good night. You're here with me at my house for the ChrissieCast live from the compound. And this seems to be becoming a habit because guess what day it is? It's Jane Hall Day. She's fresh home from a paid holiday from London, lucky duck. And she's ready to talk about Instagram meanies, online shopping fails, and she's about to counsel me on my newfound pyromania obsession. ChrissieCasters, please enjoy the perfect enunciation and glorious chestnut mane of my good buddy, Jane Hall. Welcome back, my sweetheart, Jane Hall.
Thanks for having me. Sorry, I've still got a mint in my mouth. My breath would kill a brown dog.
Really?
Yes, I'm afraid so. So don't come any closer.
Actually, I'm a bit dry in the mouth. I feel like a cocky.
Yeah, a little bit like bottom of a birdcage. Hey, have you got new glasses? They're lovely.
I do. This is the debut. What do you think?
I think they're like a more elegant version of your Jeffrey Dahmers, aren't they?
You are correct.
Yeah, is that why you got them?
Actually, let me have a look.
Are they your titaniums?
Believe they might be.
Look at you getting all posh with your lightweight materials.
Look, I'm really trying, and, you know, this podcast is the only time that I can debut new looks.
Well, I'm loving it. You look divine, and I'm
Thank
sorry
you.
about my mint.
That's fine.
I've got a little bit of a cold.
But you're fine.
Yeah.
You would have got it off the plane.
Exactly.
That's what happens.
That is exactly what happens, those germy little crates in the sky.
And you're back from old Blighty.
Yes, I've just been to London.
How was it?
Oh, it was great. I went on another Luxury Escapes trip. And
I mean, this is the best.
Sorry, but if you could dream up a job, it would be this one.
Listen, I've just got to ask.
Yeah.
Do you still have management and all that sort of stuff? Like that call you with that sort of thing?
I'm sorry, can we just, very dare you, do you think I'm that washed up
No.
that no one will represent me anymore?
No, I feel like...
Sorry, is this where we're going?
No, I feel like Luxury Escapes is the sort of company that goes direct to the talent. It doesn't, does it? No, I'm wrong.
No, you're wrong. I still have people that are in charge of this glittering career of mine.
I mean, forgive me.
They actually call me once every 2 to 3 months with some news of some employment.
When they called
Wash
you...
your mouth out, mate.
That's not how I implied it, but I'll take that. I'm sorry.
All right, get back to the question that you ask.
When your manager called you...
Correct.
And said, do you have time to take a call from me, your lowly assistant? And they said, how do you feel about Luxury Escapes? Did you go, giddy up?
I said, who backed out? That is exactly what I said. I said, who backed out? Who can't they get? So I'm obviously on the list of replacements. Anyway,
I don't think
she
you
goes,
are,
no. And look, I'm because it's always I always come from a place of I'm crap.
Yes.
So it turns out, no, they actually wanted me because I'm reasonably good at this sort of off-the-cuff sort of hosting stuff and just being myself, right? Okay? I'm just myself.
There is no one better.
Oh, thank you. But I try not to, like, take my Instagram, for example. There's no bells and whistles on that thing.
No.
I will post some nice, pretty photos because the way I like to use Instagram is just light, fluffy, here's what I'm doing, here's where I am. I have plenty of really, really great friends who use Instagram far better than I do and actually do put like news and current affairs and things like that. And that's great. But that's not my bag.
No.
And that's okay. So don't at me about that.
Yeah. But when you're doing exciting stuff that you want to share.
Exactly.
Like all this amazing overseas travel.
Yeah, so I thought, well, my peeps who I love, who are always kind to me on Instagram, are going to love to see this.
And they're kind to you on the ChrissieCast Insta page too. They love you.
We are so lucky.
Yes.
Our viewers, you and me,
Yes.
we have the most lovely people.
I agree. And thank you so much.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart because it always makes me feel lovely when I read kind comments.
Correct.
Occasionally, though, something happens that takes the winds out of your sails.
Oh, yes, a meanie.
Yeah. Now, I don't usually get this, but there were 2 occasions where people were mean to me. And I quote Grandma Liza, which is, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. It's what I try and live by.
I agree, but also there is a great quote from Steel Magnolias where...
I know what you're going to say.
What a film.
What a film. I'm a chain.
I want to... Guilty.
Guilty.
I want to watch it again and again. I want to watch it with you.
I want to watch that scene where Sally Field goes, I was there when she came into this world. I was there when she left.
Oh, my God.
I'm crying now.
And also, Tom Skerritt still would. Having said that, I think he might
Still
have.
Magnolias is approximately 35 years old, so
I think he might.
He might be RIP.
He might be.
We'll have to look that up.
But Olympia Dukakis, the character she plays is...
Magnificent.
What's her name?
I forget.
Clary Belcher.
Clary Belcher.
And Dolly Parton's in that.
She is, because that Dolly Parton's the one that says, I'm a chain, when her husband buys her a second beauty business.
Oh, and her character's name in that film is... Oh, my God, I'm going to be so excited when I find it. Wait.
See.
So, yeah, Sally Field is Millian.
And she is the mother of Shelby.
Shelby. Yeah. And Olympia is Clary.
She is Clary.
Dolly Parton is Truvy.
Truvy, that's right.
And my favourite character in it, Shirley MacLaine.
The hard-bitten old
Can you remember
bitch. What was her name?
her? Weezer.
Weezer, that's right. Here, slap her.
You and I
We're going to watch that.
are Weezer and Truvy.
Oh, so hang on a minute. I'm Weezer.
Yes. You're the cranky one.
Okay, but like I could be other characters. I could be Malin. I'm like...
Yes, you could be
I
Malin.
could be, because I'm a beautiful maternal type.
Yes. Daryl Hannah in it. A nail.
Remember, she was all kind of coy. She was really shy.
Yeah, and she had the glasses on.
She has glasses.
And then although she had a metamorphosis.
She was a great beauty after.
I know. Sadly, it happened because a man fell in love with her, which we know is a trope that we reject.
Yes, we
wholeheartedly.
totally reject that.
But I digress. The greatest quote from that film,
Go on.
Steel Magnolias
Go
with
on.
a Y, is Olympia Dukakis, who plays the role of Clary, says, if you ain't got nothing else to say, come sit by me.
What a line! What a line. But I try to say kind things to people.
Yes.
Along the lines of you and I will never ask anyone if they're pregnant, because the only time you ask someone if they're pregnant is if you can see the baby
A
coming.
little hairy, slick head
Ouch.
coming out of the little
The nether
hairy,
regions.
slick hole.
That's the only time. Did you just say hairy slick hole?
I did.
Welcome to the show, hairy slick hole. Anyway, let's get back to Instagram.
What did somebody say to you and what was their name?
mean quotes.
And let me track them down.
No, because what I did is just delete and block after hot tears had sprung to my eyes.
No, you've got to get better at that and delete and block before the tears and never think of them
Never
again.
think of it again. One lady said to me, how dare you? Today is the anniversary of the Port Arthur massacre, and all I can see is your show-offy post. And I was like, I care. I didn't know that. I'm sorry that's happened. But show-offy, all I'm doing is advertising something that I've done, a job. That's mean.
And also,
Don't be mean.
No one can put in their diary reminders for every tragic event that's ever occurred.
You'd fill up every single bloody day.
And also, here's the thing. What she's saying is right.
Yeah.
There is an anniversary of something bad every day.
Yes.
Your job is to bring joy.
And I was trying to bring joy.
Correct.
I wasn't being showy off you.
Even if you knew that it was the anniversary of such a heinous event,
Yeah. Bring joy.
then your post still stands. Hey, all of this awful stuff's going on in the world. Look at my lasagna.
Exactly. What's
That's
wrong with
my
that?
motto.
Or in my case, look at the palm tree. And
Yes.
that's okay.
Yes.
And then another man said, and this is a man, and he goes, this site, this company, obviously meaning Luxury Escapes, is becoming incredibly tedious. Get rid of these nobodies. How
Dare you?
I was, what?
Also, that doesn't even make sense.
Why?
Roy,
Brad,
Greg,
Kevin,
Larry,
Mervyn.
Graham.
Okay, we'll go with Graham. That's all right.
Doesn't even make sense.
How so?
How are luxury escapes a nobody? How are you a nobody?
Well, like he was insinuating
Everybody's
that,
somebody, Graham.
That's right, Graham. Everybody is somebody. And
Even
how
you,
dare you?
Even you, Graham.
You small-minded little dick face. That's mean, I know. But
No,
I should have said bottom face or something.
Did you block and delete?
Block and delete all the way. Block, delete, block, delete. But that's seriously the only 2 times that I've ever had a mean comment.
See, I find them, and this will not be a surprise to you, I sort of love them.
Why?
Because I find them so funny.
And you also don't care. You've got that thing where you don't care if someone doesn't like you. Like you're fine with it.
I truly don't care.
I know. It's one of your superpowers.
I think it is, and I think I was born with it.
Yeah.
I think I was born, I don't think everybody's born with it if they have it. I just don't care. And the best comment I've ever received on Instagram was one word, and I had posted a walking pic because I'm always walking.
Yeah.
And I recommend it if you want to give it a go. Start with 5 minutes, put your runners on.
Yeah.
And I was joyous in this moment out walking because that's what happens.
Yeah, you love it.
Now that I can't drink. Well, no, that I can drink alcohol. I choose not to.
No, but you choose not to, and you've also gone off the Diet Cokes.
Correct.
So,
and also because I'm following this very boring Golden Girls anti-inflammatory diet, it also means I'm supposed to not have any sugar, but I do.
Come on. Shame on us.
I feel like because, I love the Allen's Party Mix, the retro party mix.
I know you do. I've seen the crate that you've got of it.
Yeah, that's right. And I keep it in a giant container on top of the fridge. And I feel like, I don't know what it is. I shouldn't be having sugar because it goes straight to my bits and bobs. It's terrible. But I feel like if I'm standing up and eating it straight from the container, it doesn't count.
Well, I don't know what parallel universe you're in with that nonsense, but
the lies we tell ourselves.
Indeed.
Anyway, I was walking and I had this moment of like serotonin, dopamine, endorphins, everything.
You were so happy. You were high on life.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I took a photo of myself with a big grin, right?
Yeah, lovely.
Like this.
Because no one grins like you, baby.
And I posted it. And everyone was like, you look so happy or whatever. And I was happy. And then one woman just wrote one word. Neck! With like 2 exclamation marks and 2 question marks. It remains the funniest thing that anyone has ever said to me. Because
it was not looking like
it was, I think it looked old or something, I guess. But I'm 50. Of course my neck is old.
The neck is never coming back, sweetheart.
But
I can tell you that.
Capital letters,
dare she?
neck, exclamation mark.
And did you, because the way I know you is that you would then take a photo of a close-up of your neck and send it to her as a DM.
Oh, no, I liked her comment and followed her.
Oh, brilliant.
I just love it. I want more of that, please. Now, as you know, I am I'm doing what I can in the Cosy Lives, in the cost of living crisis.
Oh, I didn't even know what that stood for then. What do you call it?
Cosy Lives.
Cosy Lives.
It's the Cosy Lives.
I've been in a lifestyle crisis for about a decade now. I don't know, didn't realise it had gotten worse.
Well, then you're a pro.
Oh, mate, I am. Any way I can save money, I do.
Do you see? I'm quite new to it because I have been in the past a spendthrift, a frivolous spendthrift, feeling like it was never going to run out. But turns out
it does.
It does.
It does. Turns out you've got to turn your heater off at some point if
that's
you're not in
it.
the room.
I've started doing that.
Wow.
I scream at the kids, turn the lights off. I send them mean text messages after they've gone to school saying, I just turned off 15 lights. Does anybody listen to me around here?
Wow, you're that person.
I'm making my own loaves of bread, as previously mentioned.
You've also started buying lots and lots of things in bulk, and your freezer is now jam-packed. It's like you're waiting for the end of the world.
Yes. Yes, because when things are on sale, I stock up.
Okay, and look, you can do that because there's 147 people that live in this house, but there's only me really at my place. And my daughter comes and goes, but really there's just me. So I haven't really gotten into the freezing things, but I just,
you don't need to.
No, I'll just eat a dirty bit of old sausage that's got freezer burn and be done with it.
And as we previously mentioned, multigrain. Can you stop buying multigrain toast if you intend to eat it with a sausage?
Just white, I know.
A sausage in bread.
I stand corrected, okay?
Do you though?
Yes, and we don't need to go over old ground. Please continue.
Can you tell me?
Cosy lives.
I will get back to the cosy lives in a minute, but
All
I
right.
just want you to tell me, because I just feel like 3 kids is so many.
Oh, yeah. People do have more. They've gone completely bonkers, but they do have more.
But like to parent them
You know.
and earn all the money for everything.
But look, things got out of hand with you. Do you know what I mean? I mean, first of all, there was Leo, and that's great. One kid's great. I'm all for that. Then all of a sudden, Kirti. And then so quickly, Peggy.
Within 18 months.
It was just like all of a sudden, oh no, she's pregnant again. She's breastfeeding something again. I just don't feel you gave it the requisite thought.
Oh, no, I didn't give it any thought.
No.
Oh, absolutely
I
not.
was there through all those years just thinking, is she not, like I'm 5 years ahead of her, is she not taking any notice of this?
I was talking to somebody recently about conceiving children.
Yeah. And look, thankfully we were able to do that.
I know.
Yeah.
But talking to this person, I was like, oh, was it a conscious decision?
Oh, yeah, that.
So this person had charts up and temperature and
they decided the perfect
scheduling time with their partner.
And they worked out when they could take their mat leave so that it lined up with their long service leave, all this sort of stuff.
Conversations conversations that sounded like, is this a good time to have a baby or should we put it off? It never crossed my mind. I just rolled with it, baby, Steve Winwood style.
You certainly did. And we all rolled with you. Boy,
yes,
did we roll.
yes. It was, it's been a big time and I can barely remember any of it. But I just want you to tell me that the end is in sight and, I will one day not have to buy home brand double vinegar in sets of 6.
In order to clean things. Yeah. It does. They leave home.
So what's it like to live on your own? I can't imagine it.
So peaceful. And my very, very favourite thing, where you leave something is where it's going to be when you come home. Wow. No one moves anything. No one messes with your things. No one goes and borrows any of your stuff. Everything is exactly where you would like it to be. And if you want to have no dinner or if you want to open that Heinz baked beans for one and just eat that out of the tin, you can. No one's going to be hovering over your shoulder saying, what are you cooking? What are you cooking? What's for dinner? What's for dinner? You can just do whatever you want. You don't have to tell anyone to go to bed.
I have started to preemptively eat what I want to eat for dinner.
I don't know how you can do that because each of your 3 children requires a different menu or menu if you talk to Grandma Liza.
Yes. Well, yes, there are different menus, particularly for breakfast.
Yeah.
They have 3 bespoke breakfasts, which is something I wasn't expecting when I gave up breakfast radio.
No.
So I do that.
Well, we never had breakfast with any of them, did we? We didn't know what they ate for breakfast.
I have, because I did breakfast radio for 20 years.
Before me,
20 years and Leah's only 15. So I literally never saw my kids before school. No. And to be honest, you know that I'm a soft and silly-hearted mother and it is my favourite time of the day. I really love it that they are the first people that I get to interact with and that I am the first person that they get to interact with and I really like it.
I like that too, but I don't like the idea of being some sort of short order cook.
I know, and particularly Kit who loves eggs. He has a rotating, the first question, he's always first up, so he's the first face I see in the morning, which I couldn't be happier about. Kitty. The gentle giant. And I always say, good morning, darling. what's on the wheel of eggs today?
The wheel of eggs.
And sometimes he wants dippy eggs. Sometimes he wants a poached egg. Sometimes he likes an omelette. Sometimes he likes scrambled. Sometimes he likes fried.
Wow.
Sometimes he likes squashed.
Squashed.
Yes, which is hard boiled and then rapidly cut with a butter knife with butter. And then he spoons it out onto white buttery toast. I mean, it is a good time to be alive for Kirti.
Yeah, absolutely indeed. But
So
then
I
you've
do
got
love
to do
that.
2 other breakfasts.
Yes, I do. Peg has the aforementioned homemade sourdough with a light scraping of goat's cheese.
Why would she not?
And also that's got to be toasted on 2.
On 2?
On the toaster, yeah.
Now, you taught me
It's
what
barely,
the numbers mean,
it's got
but I don't remember.
It's got they're minutes. So you know on your toaster when it goes 1 to 7, that's how many minutes the toast is cooked for.
Who toasts anything for 7 minutes, though?
I do. I'm crank it all the way up.
Oh,
Yeah.
a bit of charcoal.
But Peg is she's like a
All right,
breath
just
of
a
heat.
little bit of, just a tiny bit
Just
of
a breath of heat.
Okay.
And a scraping of Meredith Dairy Goat's cheese. And then Leo, hit and miss, sometimes likes a French omelette with goat's cheese and sometimes skips breakfast, particularly if he's had a Greek feast out with his mates the night before on public transport. But I digress. I make them dinners, obviously. That's my job.
Yeah, you're the mum.
I mean, FYI, everything's my job. Yeah. But side note, I'll make them dinners. And for years and years, I just never, it wasn't like I was putting myself second or third or fourth or fifth or whatever. I just never considered that I would eat something different. I would just eat what they ate. And then I sort of looked at it and I was like, I don't want to eat this, actually. I'm dumbing myself down. Tonight I clawed back a few bits and bobs for myself, and one of them was, you know, my favourite protein of all time is an egg.
Absolutely.
And sometimes I cook their dinner
Yeah.
and then while they're putting parmesan on it or whatever, the Vietnamese, whatever, I quickly fry up a little egg for myself and a fresh
I know how you do it
tomato.
too. I bet you fold it.
I do.
You do fold it.
I do.
Yeah.
And I will eat that with them.
Yeah.
But it's something I really like.
That's really nice that you've realised that.
It's all I can do.
I just never got to that point. You've been ahead of me on so many points in the parenting journey.
Well, you don't know till you know.
No, that's right.
And also, I found that it's a big deal for me to claw back a little bit of agency. Kids don't even notice. They don't give a shit what I eat for dinner.
No, they don't.
They're not like, oh, my God, why are you cooking that for us?
And you're eating this.
Yeah.
Oh, why's your timer going off?
Because I've got to go to my real job.
Oh, my God, have we talked for too long?
No, I want to talk about online shopping fails because in this Cosy Lives, if I see something on sale and I can buy 5 of them to get free postage, I will.
You're going to.
I absolutely will.
Okay.
Now, I had a notion that I needed a stripy top because I'm mad for a stripy
I need a
top.
stripy top too. I want a black and white stripy top.
Oh, my God, do not make the mistake I made.
Oh, what have you done?
So I found a yellow and white stripy top, which is very hard to find. And you know that yellow is my couleur.
Yes, it is in honour of your nan.
I found it online and I thought, this is amazing. It was from a Japanese retailer here, Muji.
No.
Do you know Muji?
Yes, I do, but I know how this is going to end.
So they have gorgeous things, and when they're on sale, you buy them and then you wear them for 200 years.
Yeah. They're very good quality.
And I found, I couldn't find anywhere, a yellow and white striped top. I found one at Muji online.
Has it got a natty sort of boat neck?
Oh, my God, it was so gorgeous. No, it was just a standard long sleeve because I've got to get the flibbertas in. And, you know,
right.
it was just perfect.
Yeah,
I was
all right.
so excited.
Oh, great.
So excited for it to arrive. Rare, yellow and white. Well, it arrived. I picked a size. I was like, oh, Japanese sizes are weird. It's not medium or extra large or anything that we understand. You know when you buy something from overseas or someone gives you something and it's like a size 38.
And now, what does that mean?
what does it even mean?
Mind blown.
And then the UK size is a difference to the US sizes and Australian
also those
sizes.
Japanese, they make really tiny clothing because all the people are really tiny.
Oh, my God, what about super dry? You buy an extra, extra large, it barely fits a toddler. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Super dry is not in my...
Super dry. Oh, see, I've got,
No.
groovy kids.
That's not in my... Well, sorry, hang on. I'm not groovy just because I don't dress in super dry.
Well, no. I don't think super dry is for women of our vintage. But it might
Fine.
be.
Okay, good.
Actually, you can wear whatever you like.
Thanks very much.
The top arrived.
And?
I've got it here for you. Jane,
For baby. No wonder it was so cheap. It's 80 centimetres.
it was $6 and I just was so thrilled with myself.
You're an idiot.
I bought 3.
We don't even know anyone with little kids anymore. What are you going to do with that?
And you said it's 80 centimetres. That's what I thought I was buying.
I think it's 80 millimetres. Maybe it's just 8 centimetres.
It's for a baby that is 80 centimetres long. It's for a 12-month-old baby that weighs 11 kilos.
Look at it. It's so darling. I would give anything to try and see you get that over your noggin.
Ken,
Look how gorgeous it is.
and of course I have the ultimate block. If something arrives that I've bought online and it is wrong, then I'm stuck with it.
You never send anything back, do you?
How do you?
They give you like a slip in there, a return. I know your brain, I know
can't.
it's exploding right now, but there is a way that some darling little family with actual babies could benefit from getting that top back.
I tell you what, ChrissieCasters, if you like the look of this top,
If you've got a little baby, why don't you get in touch with us? You could have one of these.
I mean, also, if your babies are the size of my babies at
that
12 months, they were born.
yeah, that would have only fitted them as a newborn.
newborn size. So, only little ones as per society rules, as they say.
Oh, dear. But isn't it nice? We can give back in the Cosy Lives.
Can you believe it?
That is so funny. I was wheezing.
And my excitement when it arrived, the Muji packaging, I thought, oh my God, I am so smart.
Yeah, but were you
I've got
off because the packaging would have been really small?
Yes, it was.
When you saw that, I would have
Yes.
been alarm bells.
Alarm bells were going off.
Yes.
But I can always talk myself out of it.
Oh, it's going to be okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
probably folded up like really small.
Well, and in fact, I buy things and then I forget what I've bought. And so everything's a surprise for me. When the Muji parcel arrived, I probably went, what have I bought from there? I can't remember.
You're like Dory, aren't you? It's just
Completely. Always have been. I've been so excited to tell you this story, Jane. Something.
I can't.
You're still on about.
I'm still loving the tiny T-shirt story. That is priceless. And the thing is that I know you so well. I can see this on your computer.
I was like, what?
I found it. I found it. $6. Buy.
Buy. And I saw the 80 and I thought, oh, that's funny sizing. I don't even know what that means, but 80 sounds
80
big.
cents like decent.
80 sounds big enough for me.
Yes.
But imagine how perfect it would have been if it was 10 times bigger. It's so cute. It reminds me of Shrinkies from the 80s. Remember you used to get
you put the chip packets in the
packets of chips
or
in
twisty
the oven.
packets, and then you'd make a nashy little key ring out of it.
Key ring
Remember
out
that?
of it. Yes. Speaking of key rings, head to our Instagram page, the ChrissieCast. There is a link in bio for your very own trolley key. FYI.
Oh wow! I didn't know we were doing that.
I know. It's new. You got to check our socials, baby girl.
Absolutely.
I've got to move on because the whole point of having you here is twofold this week.
Oh,
I've got 2 things I want to tell you / reminisce. Everything old is new again. This is the equivalent of getting married. I've got something new and something old for you, something borrowed, something blue. This is something new. It is a story that happened to me this week. When it happened, the first face that flew into my psyche was yours. And we have spoken since and I have kept my powder dry.
Oh, no.
So my new, self-care I think is a really cheesy term and it's so objective. I always get objective and subjective mixed up. What does it mean when it's very bespoke to you? Is that objective or subjective?
Yeah, objective.
Okay. So it's very
subjective means you can have different views on it.
right. Well, then, I don't know. Self-care is, what do you think, Marcel?
Oh, if you want to say it's subjective, meaning
It's
that it
specific
means
to everybody.
it means different things to different people.
Yeah.
That's subjective.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, self-care to me is a very subjective thing.
Yeah.
And it can involve laying still, it can involve pumping iron, it can all of these
Yeah,
things.
and you don't mind that. Anything goes.
Yeah, but I don't know, self-care feels very cheesy as a term.
I wouldn't say it in a million years. I wouldn't say it.
Well, my latest self-care is burning shit.
Yeah, you have turned into some sort of evil pyromaniac.
Have you
haven't
noticed?
you?
Every time you
Yeah.
come over, the
There's
outdoor fire's going.
It's going. And like, I don't know what you're burning, but I feel like the kids' prep artwork is not safe. Has that gone?
Oh, that has well and truly gone. Everything has gone.
Okay.
Tax things, real estate things, bank things.
Is there things you
document
maybe
things.
should have saved?
I did check and they were all 7 years old or more, and also recently, and I can't stop. Like, for example, I am itching
to burn that.
to burn all the research that I've put on the table here. Yeah. And I will do it before you go. Like,
I know, the fire's on downstairs.
Absolutely obsessed.
My
Well,
jumper stinks of it.
that's right. Oh, yeah, I always smell like I've just done 7 weeks in I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here again. So it is my new self-care and I'm burning stuff all the time, but I noticed last week that I was getting low on firewood.
Oh,
right.
right.
And I just, because he lives, I can't get it from the servo because it's 4 times the price that you get
Who
from
wants to pay $270 for 4 bits of red gum?
So, of course, I open up my Google and I do shopping comparisons and I find a very reasonable delivery service
Yes.
for red gum
Yes.
to come to the house and they will stack it.
Oh, they'll
Because-
stack it.
Yes,
Normally
because-
they just lump it in a...
No,
Oh, they'll stack it.
they stacked it for $50, which is pretty good for half a tonne. I know. I think there was a mistake there. But anyway, I'm expecting it at 10 a.m. Doorbell goes. An old guy called Angelo is there. He's about 5'1". He's about 65 years old. And I realise at that moment that something has happened where I have paid this beautiful
Nonno.
nonno to stack my wood pile like a big fat capitalist that I am.
Did you hang your head in shame?
The guilt
Yeah.
was palpable.
Yeah.
He came with a truck of wood, heavy, half a tonne, Jane, and a small trolley.
Was he going back out into the fields to sow his crops afterwards as well? That's shameful of you.
I know,
Did you go and help him?
Well, I didn't know. I thought a wood place would have 2 strapping kids called, Brendan, that would come on, we're just doing this in the school holidays or whatever,
You sound like you're Southern.
I know I did. That's what I was imagining.
2 strapping lads.
Yeah.
Instead,
Like Leo's friends, Zani and Kappa.
yeah, they would have come and they would have chopped that wood for you and stacked it in like 10 minutes.
Right, I was not expecting Angelo with his twisted little hands
His
and his
gnarled hands.
tiny red trolley.
Oh, no, shame on you.
So I tried to make it easier for him and I said, there's 2 access points in this house. See which one is easier with the less steps.
Yeah, right. Well, he's not infirm, but what you were just trying to make sure he didn't have to go up too many steps.
Yes, he was on his own, an old man. Anyway, that's not my decision. It's his choice and his employer's choice.
Unless it is the fact that he runs the actual business and does everything, does the job lot of everything.
No, he doesn't. I asked him at the end because I said, Angelo, I feel a bit guilty about this because you're still here and it's 12 midnight.
It's taken you 14 hours
yes,
to unload
and
it.
I'm just feeling a little bit guilty about the $50 charge. No, before I left for work, I said, Angelo, I've only paid $50 for this and you've already been here a long time. Is this your company? He said, no, I'm paid by the hour. Anyway, I'd found $50 cash in my thing and no one uses cash anymore, so I slipped it in his pocket, much to his horror, but it made me feel a bit better.
Yeah.
But while he was ferrying the timber, I was, of course, overcompensating.
Did you make a cake or something?
Oh, I felt so guilty. I offered him a beer. I offered him coffee. I offered him tea, all of which he declined. I talked to him about his weekend. I was just so desperate to be kind and to make him know that he was worth something.
Valued.
Anyway, Murphy, you know my dog.
Yeah.
Around the house, whatever. At this point, I've already got the fire going because I'm a pyromaniac. And he is stacking. Angela's coming to and from the woodpile next to the crackling fire. And every time he comes in with a load, we have a chat about something. Anyway, after about the fourth or fifth little interaction, and you know how charming I can be when I want to be.
Absolutely.
And I wanted this to be a good experience for Angelo.
What, a visit to the compound?
Yes, I did. It's important to me.
You wanted him to go away with happy mems.
Yes, I did. Anyway, he's putting his little broken trolley and his bow legs up into his truck. Jesus, Angelo. And I've got my back to Angelo and I'm feeding timber into the fire, loving it. And I hear him over my shoulder say, geez, you're friendly, aren't you? And I said, oh, thank you, Angelo. Yes, I do try to be. He was talking to Murphy, my cavoodle.
Who is friendly, it has to be said. But you answered him.
Geez, you're
Thank you.
Geez, you're friendly, aren't you? Yes, Angelo. I do try to be. There's no excuse not to be, Angelo. And then I look around and Murphy's like jumping all around him and he's clearly talking to my dog.
You poor darling, you were on just high meerkat alert.
I know.
You know?
And then I was like, oh, Angelo. Oh, of course, Angelo, you're talking to the dog. I thought you were talking to me.
I wanted pointed out that you didn't lift a single finger to help him carry a bit of wood, though.
No, you're right, I did not.
Well.
I'm not paying $50 for nothing.
Oh!
Actually, it was 100. It was 100 in the end, and I feel like that's fair.
Yeah, okay, but I mean, look, for all this faffing around, you still didn't help.
I could have been friendlier.
Could have been actually helpful.
So you can imagine that your face was the first face I saw. Gee, you're friendly, aren't you? Thank you, Angela. Do you want to play? I mean, am I crazy or do you want to do a round of what's in the belly bag?
Why wouldn't you? You'd have to be mad not to.
You'd have to be mad.
Although I get nervous about this because I never know what's going to emerge from it.
I think you'll know this one.
What do you do?
Of course, I've got my belly bag here. I call it a belly bag because you wear it on your belly, not on your bum.
Yep, I understand.
Please open up the belly bag, Jane Hall, and in it you will find a thought starter, a little inspiration.
An amuse-bouche, if you will.
An amuse-bouche to see if it kicks off any kind of memories for you.
What is
it? Is a piece of paper. And it's a piece of paper, you're unfolding it. Who is it? Who is it?
It's our goddess, Stevie Nicks.
It is our goddess.
Oh, my goodness.
Like a wild-winged dove sings a song with sounds like she's singing.
Okay. I want to take you back in time.
Yeah.
To when you and I went to see Stevie.
We communed with our high priestess of tambourine ribbons.
And she did not disappoint. Do you remember? She had a variety of percussion instruments.
And she had been sober for at least 2 weeks.
And I won't lie, the very first thing we did was we had to procure me a large tumbler of very warm, very cheap white wine.
Small correction. Both of us.
Did you?
Procured a giant, what are they called? They're those pink, the red American cups.
The red cups that everyone...
What are they called?
I don't know, but the teenagers in America have them and kids have them at parties.
Oh, my God. I was just Googling that, big red cup America, and it said big red vulva. Big red pimple vulva.
Oh, no, that's not what I got from backstage at Stevie Nicks.
No. Hang on a second. Big red...
Plastic cup? Party cup?
America. Oh, it's called a red solo cup.
A red solo
yes,
cup.
Yes, they sing songs about it in Redneck America.
Okay.
So you procured a giant, absolutely disgusting cup of wine at this concert. And
I think to this day it's the worst white wine that I've ever drunk, and I will drink anything.
The reason I remember it is, and it was warm too.
Yes.
It was disgusting.
Yes.
The reason I remember it, and the year would have been 2011.
Would it have been?
Yes, because it was the first time I'd been out of the house since I'd had Kit.
Aha.
And I had him in August 2011 and I was still breastfeeding.
Right. Oh, that's right, because I taught you the pump and dump.
You taught me. I'd never even heard the pump and dump. And I thought, if I'm ever going to pump and dump, it is tonight with my hot girlfriend, Jane Hall, in the company of my high priestess of tambourine ribbons, Stevie Nicks. So I drank that wine and I remember getting home and squeezing my boobs into the sink.
To get rid of it.
And it smelt
Yep. Of that disgusting wine.
like pure
alcohol.
wine.
Did you keep pumping until you could just smell not the wine anymore?
Yeah, it
Great.
was
And
alarming.
look, as it's turned out, Kirti is absolutely fine and we don't
Kirti-
have to worry.
Well, Kirti never got any of that. That went down the sink, down the gurgler.
No, that's right. But anyway, I'll never forget the moment because we were actually in the Stevie Nicks mosh pit.
Yeah.
We were at the front
Yeah.
with a lot of other semi-retirees,
Yes.
I just want to say.
Yes.
Because there were a lot of kind of geriatric people in that.
Oh, I was in my late 30s. I was 38.
Yes,
Yes,
and we-
my tits were leaking.
That's right. But we
and also,
also-
I was not allowed to drive at that stage because my Caesar scar was still fresh.
It wasn't healing, that's right, because we took a car, remember?
Yes.
But that's one of your pet hates, trying to find parking. So we went, we got straight to the front door.
Correct.
Thank goodness you've had that many children. It's saved us on a number of occasions.
wonderful.
So we get up to the front and out she comes and she is glorious. Her mane is flowing. She looks brilliant, like the sober woman that she now is. And her voice was magical. And she
Yes.
cranked out all the hits, didn't she?
Yes, and we were sort of eye level to her feet.
eye level,
and
eye
she
level.
had these little, tiny witchy poo, almost keyring sized lace up boots.
You know what they were? They were novelty footwear.
They were novelty footwear.
Anyway, so she has the novelty feet, and that's we're on that eye line.
Yeah.
Anyway, at one stage, and I can't remember the song she was singing, but I've got goosebumps thinking about it. She started like,
I believe it was Stand Back.
was it Stand Back, Stand Back?
I'm going
In
to
the
stand
middle of-
there.
in the-
Stand back.
In the middle of my room, I did not hear from you.
It's all right.
It's all right.
To be standing in a line. To be standing in a line.
Anyway, so she starts reaching out to the crowd.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I'm small.
Yeah.
You're quite tall.
Yes, I'm tall and big and with big hands.
You really have got big hands.
Yeah.
I've got tiny bilbies.
Bilbies, they are like a bilby paw, which is a native equivalent
Australian
of a rabbit.
animal.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm reaching up with the bilbies. Stevie!
Because
Stevie!
she's touching
She's going around
people.
touching people in the crowd.
And this is an opportunity.
yeah. She passes me by
Yes.
on the second round when she comes back.
And you looked so disappointed. You were like, I'm right here.
Streaming. But my bilbies weren't reaching. You got behind me when she came back. You lifted me off the ground and you reached my
No.
bilby.
You have forgotten what I did.
Oh, no.
It was the ultimate act of love and self-sacrifice.
Oh, because it was you. She was reaching for you.
Stevie Nicks was reaching for me.
Yep. She
And
was
I
reaching
could-
for you.
I could feel your desire next to me and I could smell your Chardonnay breath.
That wasn't
And-
hard.
I grabbed, with my long arms and my big hands, I grabbed Stevie Nicks's hand and then I grabbed your hand and I placed your hand in Stevie Nicks's hand. And then I looked at your expression and you were wide-eyed with your mouth open looking Stevie Nicks in the eye and
Because she actually sort of crouched down a little bit to make. I know you put my hand in hers, and that really was one of the nicest, kindest things anyone has ever done for me.
it was the ultimate act of love.
It was, wasn't it?
And you have repaid me 100-fold, not
know.
in small part by agreeing to be one of my regulars on the ChrissieCast.
Well, thank you. And I mean, you have done so many, many kind things for me as well, including giving me one of my very favourite birthday presents in my entire life, which was a smashed vase. Do you remember that? So the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away.
I love you. I'll see you next month.
Bye.
Real talk. Did you think something had happened to the recording equipment when I revealed the tiny baby top I bought by mistake and Jane couldn't breathe from laughing? Actually, do you want that top? Do you have a tiny baby I could send it to? Follow me at the ChrissieCast, then slide into the old DMs and I'm going to send it to you. Newborns need only apply. Till next time, ChrissieCasters, and spoiler alert, the next episode is so much fun. I'm having so much fun. It's ridiculous. I'll see you then.